Good morning. My name is Mike. This is the Odd Pod. That's AUDPOD. And we're in Studio C, which is the car again. And I'm completely uncertain if this homemade tripod that I've made using a tub of coconut oil and an elastic band is actually going to hold. So bear with me. Today I just want to cover two podcasts that I think you should listen to. They're going to be kind of interesting. And they're both big name podcasts. There's Justin Long with his podcast called Life is Short. And then there is Dax Shephard, and his podcast is called Armchair Expert. I've talked about him before because I really enjoy his show. He's they're both very intelligent guys. And they dive into these really interesting interviews, and they ask all the right questions. And it blows my mind that these two actors can be just such intellectuals. It didn't really dawn on me at all. Anyway, if you dive into Justin Long, he has a recent interview with Jonathan Hodgeman. Hodgeman, yeah. Now, they did, do you remember, I don't know if you remember this or not, but they did the Mac and PC guy. So Justin Long was the Mac guy and Hodgeman was the PC guy. And they'd sit there and they'd bicker back and forth about which one was better. You know, like Jonathan Long was like the hipster and the PC guy was the accountant, dry, witty sarcasm versus passive-aggressive attitude. Anyway, they discuss about, this is all back in like 2005 to 2009 or so, and they're trying to convince you to switch from a Windows machine to a Apple machine and make it common, for example, for someone to walk around carrying their MacBook. And then it came the MacBook Air. And then all of a sudden, all the coffee shops were filled with MacBooks. Did you notice that? All these content creators decided that they wanted to be, content creators. Fast forward 5 years, and now those commercials are, 5 years, longer than that, 10 years, 12 years, whatever it might be. All these content creators are no longer, there's still the odd MacBook at a coffee shop, but now it's all cell phones, and Apple won the war. That's all there is to it, all right? So everyone has, smartphones won the war. So Apple came out with the iPhone, Samsung or Android followed later, but everyone then started using their phones more and more often, and it became quite normal for people to walk around with their cell phones and be addicted to them. And I think we can all agree that the rise of anxiety and depression rose exponentially with the use of cell phones. But different topic. Now, bring in the Dax Shephard interview, his podcast, The Armchair Expert, and he just recently interviewed Tristan Harris. Tristan Harris is a computer science graduate from Stanford who worked with Wikipedia, and he also worked with, I think it was Google, and he made a movie recently on Netflix called, drawing a blank. But it's basically showing about how much social media knows about you and creates an addictive tool. And how people now no longer can go more than a day or even 25 minutes without checking their phone to see why it's binging or making these noises. Really interesting podcast to listen back to back. I would listen to Justin Long, and then I'd listen to Dax Shephard, and then all of a sudden you kind of see like this, where the persuasive personality of artificial intelligence kind of takes over and is rewiring us as humans. It's really interesting. As I sit here in a car, for example, this car is a tool and I dictate where I want it to go. Now, when you look at stuff like the tool that we're using for our phones, it's dictating where it wants us to go because it's making money off of us. So you got two different tools with two different personalities and mindsets. Anyway, I will leave that there. It's too early on a Friday morning to discuss this kind of heavy shit. I'd much rather do it around a campfire with other substances. So we'll leave it there. Enjoy your weekend. Thanks for watching. Go check out oddpod.ca or follow me on Twitter. It's the oddpod number 1, the oddpod1. And I create these lists where I curate them. They all kind of fall under different umbrellas. And you'll find Dax Shephard there. You'll find Justin Long there, like under my list of celebrity interviews where unemployed actors interview other unemployed actors. And I hope that you listen to a lot. Go for a walk. It's going to be a beautiful day. Put something good in your ears. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.